The clock is ticking. Somewhere, hundreds, maybe thousands, of hopeful applicants sit tensely in front of their laptops. Each second that passes could be the difference between a new life in Australia and another year of waiting. In the shadowy backrooms of bureaucracy, a complex algorithm silently churns. It doesn't know names or faces, it knows points. And when the cutoff score drops at the strike of a gavel, lives shift. Nestled within that number lies the fate of engineers longing for sunlit coastlines, nurses seeking stability, tradespeople dreaming of building homes, and professionals risking everything on an intangible cutoff. You have your profile ready, but will it be enough? The waiting, the uncertainty, the race against unseen quotas, translation of credentials, tiebreaker dates. The system doesn't care who you are, only that you survive the cut. And when the next round opens, only those above the invisible threshold will get the letter that changes everything. You are invited. Current situation. What recent invitation rounds reveal. Based on recent data, 2024 to 2025. This is how things stand for Australia. PR invites under the Skilled Migration Program. The latest major round for subclass 189 was held in August 2025, where 6,887 invitations were issued. Occupation-based cutoffs varied significantly, depending on demand, occupation ceiling, and occupation group. For many trade and construction occupations, e.g. carpenters, bricklayers, electricians, tilers, invitations were issued at as low as 65 to 70 points, making them among the most accessible routes for skilled migrants. Healthcare, e.g. registered nurses, social work, allied health, and some medical professions, points ranged roughly 75 to 85 points, showing steady demand and moderate competition. For STEM, engineering, or high-skilled professional roles, cutoffs have often been 85-95 plus points, sometimes even higher for very specialized positions. Education professions, teachers, early childhood, university lecturers, social services, and other priority social sectors also appear regularly, often with cutoffs in the 85 to 90 point ballpark. In short, the system remains competitive, but with wide variation, depending on occupation demand, with lower barriers for trades and higher thresholds for STEM or specialist roles. Predictions. What cutoffs could look like in next invitation round? Given the trends and what we know now, here's a forecast of likely cutoffs, or at least realistic target ranges. For the next few rounds, occupation sector likely cutoff range, next round. Trades and construction, carpenters, bricklayers, electricians, plumbers, tilers, 65 to 75 points, likely still among the lowest, because demand remains high and competition lower than high-skilled fields. Healthcare, nursing, allied health, social work 75 to 85 points. Stable demand suggests it won't drop too low. Competition and quotas might push toward upper end. Education, teachers, early childhood, lecturers. Social services 80 to 90 points. Demand remains, but competition and occupation ceilings will keep this moderate high. STEM or engineering are technical or highly skilled professionals 85-95 plus points, unless demand spikes dramatically. This segment remains the most competitive. Specialized or niche professions, specialist medical, high demand niche skills, 90-100 plus points, possibly higher depending on how many EOIs and relative demand. Why these predictions? The last round showed trade roles invited as low as 65, indicating strong shortages and likely continuation. Healthcare, education, social service needs remain constant, so demand should sustain or slightly increase, but competition will keep things tight. For STEM are high-skill roles. Many places will be filled quickly as quotas hit their occupation ceiling, pushing cutoffs upward. Tiebreaker rules and when you submit EOI, date of effect, will remain crucial, especially for edge score candidates. What this means for your strategy, given you are from Pakistan. possibly backed by credentials. If you have a trade skill, carpenter, electrician, plumber, tiler, etc., aim for at least 65 to 70 points. That could be enough if quotas and demand stay as they are. If you are in healthcare, teaching, social work, allied health, target 80 plus points, improving English. Adding relevant experience or certifications can help. If you are in engineering, IT, or other high-skill fields, plan for 90 plus points. Aim to maximize your points, English. Work experience, partner, spouse points if applicable. Additional qualifications. Ensure your expression of interest, EOI, is submitted early or updated, because when scores tie, the earlier EOI wins. That tiebreaker date is often as important as your points total. Analytical thoughts, Australia PR points cutoff predictions. As we examine the shifting patterns of Australia's skilled migration system, one truth emerges clearly: quotas and global competition. Each invitation round becomes a strategic competition where thousands of qualified applicants compete for a limited set of places, and the smallest fluctuation in occupation demand can swing the cutoff dramatically. The data from the last rounds makes one point undeniable. Australia's immigration is no longer a uniform race. It is a segmented battlefield. Trade workers are being ushered in with historically low points, revealing a national push to fill construction and infrastructure gaps. At the same time, healthcare, education, and social service professionals sit in a stable middle zone, constantly required, but still required to prove competitive English and experience. Meanwhile, STEM, IT, and engineering applicants face the toughest arena, where even a 90-point profile may not guarantee an invitation, unless the EOI date is early. This tells us that Australia's migration priority is not only about skills, it's about timing, demographic gaps, and workforce shortages. A policy shift, an economic fluctuation, or sudden occupational demand can change the trajectory overnight. That's why predicting cutoffs is less about fortune-telling and more about understanding patterns, the volume of EOIs, occupation ceilings, and the level of global competition coming into the system. Ultimately, the next invitation round will reward those who treat their application like a strategy, maximizing points, strengthening English, adding experience, leveraging partner points, and, most critically, updating the EOI early. The system favors preparedness, not luck. In this landscape, your success isn't determined by the cutoff. It's determined by how far ahead you position yourself before the cutoff arrives.